The views and opinions expressed in the Golden Boot podcast are those of the speaker and do not necessarily reflect the views or positions of the Golden Boot podcast as a whole.
Y'all ready to get rolling? Quiet on the set. Hey, welcome back. Another hot episode of HBCU Hour. It's your boy Pooh Bear. I got my man Ant Petty Murphy in the building. What's good, my boy?
Another day, bro. Another day.
Yeah, it is another day. Don't save her. She don't want to be saved. That's what the SWAC was singing this weekend. That's how they were feeling. Don't save us. We don't want to be saved. But now
there's been some interest in social media these past few days, man. It's been
yeah, man.
Entertaining for sure.
It's definitely been entertaining, man. I watched the game. I'm gonna be honest with you. I was kind of handling some business and trying to watch the game at the same time. And when I looked and I saw 7-0, I said, "Oh," I was like, "How okay to play today?" And I looked back and it was 14-0. I cut the phone off. I was like, I'll come back. I'll come back. I was like, oh man. I was like, I don't mind being wrong. I just don't want to be that wrong.
You don't want to be embarrassed, huh?
Yeah. So but nah, man, it was a great game. We're gonna get to it. We're gonna talk about it. We do have a special guest gonna be joining us in about 10-15 minutes. Coach Don Thornton, the head lady in charge of the UAPB Lady Lions. You know what I'm saying? Definitely gonna be joining. Looking forward to this interview. See, we got family in the building. Cousin Nick in the building. Our poor friend.
Oh, poor Erica.
Thousand prayers. I felt bad because Erica posted a picture. Erica posted a picture after the game, and it's like all she saw was the some smiles and stuff for like, and then after the game she just had a picture and she was still smiling, but you could see it just left her. I was just like,
pain.
Yeah, I was like, man, get her a drink quick, ASAP.
Smiling through the pain, huh?
Where's the Chardonnay when you need it? Where's the Chardonnay? You gotta take care of my friend, man. D-Lob in the building. What's good, D-Lob? Yeah, like I said, man, we definitely gotta talk about this game real quick before we get started. And they bought me so many drinks. That's what I'm talking about. Don't even remember Saturday. So. But let's go ahead and get started, man. Y'all know what we got to do. We got to give a shout out to our sponsor over at BetOnline. BetOnline.ag. We'll be back in 1 minute. BetOnline.ag is your number one source for all your sports information, stats, news, and scores. Get the latest odds, lines, and player injury reports for this year's NBA and NHL playoffs. BetOnline is always your sports information headquarters. This season, we have you covered for all your sports wagering needs. We have everything from NBA, NFL, MLB, and NHL to golf, tennis, UFC, and boxing. BetOnline is the fastest and easiest way to get your betting info, including live betting options and your favorite casino and card games that you can play right from your home. Head on over to betonline.ag today or use your mobile device to get in on the action. Be sure to use the promo code BLEAV to receive your 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts. Hey, we are back. Man, let's jump into this game real quick. I wanna make sure we hit on all the key points before Coach Thornton get in here. The game, like I said, Howard jumped out early, and early, I would say early and often, but they jumped out early, stayed the course. Howard looked good.
Mm-hmm.
Howard looked really good coming into this game. Fam did look a little shell shocked, but I said on Thursday, man, 27-24, FAMU was gonna come back in the fourth quarter to take the lead. And I just want to say, why did I say that? Why did I predict that? Our good friend Erica has said it. And if you actually paid attention to watch Howard football, if you watch Howard football, you wouldn't be surprised so much that they jumped out to the lead they did. But you also wouldn't be surprised that they gave up the lead that they did, saying late in the fourth, that they kind of faltered. That was the Achilles heel for Howard most of the year. They would either get started late and kind of fizzle out in the fourth, or they would get started fast and then fizzle out in the fourth. Unfortunately, they've been fortunate enough to survive as the games they did. But Howard definitely got up for big games all season. You can look at that against the FBS opponents that they played. You can look at that against the rivalry games, the North Carolina Central game. So, yeah.
Well, I think FAMU kind of helped Howard out early on in the game. I mean, Howard had got good field position to start, scored early. Then FAMU fumbles, gives them another good field position. You know what I mean? And so Fam kind of self-inflicted, so to speak, early on in the game, and let Howard get up to that early lead. But I think Fam kind of settled in around that second quarter, and their defense really started kind of gelling. Their defense actually played pretty damn good. I think they allowed a Celebration Bowl record low of yards. I think they less than 200 yards to Howard. So their defense kind of settled in and played well. Their offense kind of faltered early. We started kind of seeing some of the bad Jeremy Musa early on, but he kind of settled in himself. And the offense as a whole kind of found their footing in their second half. That kind of was the FAMU we was used to seeing all season long. But I think that coaching played a big part in this game also. I think Willie Simmons did a good job of kind of keeping the track and kind of staying on track with his offense and not kind of getting away from who they really are offensively. And I think Howard kind of went away from who they were some and went away from the run later in that game more than they should have. And we've been saying it all year, Howard goes as Q Will goes. And in this game, he didn't have his best game, especially late in that game. And I think they could have did a better job of kind of helping him out by relying on their run game a little bit more, not trying to put the ball in his hands as much. But ultimately, you got to tip your hat to FAMU and that defense, man. That defense came to play, bro. 3 interceptions also. I mean, you got to tip your cap to that dark cloud defense.
Yeah. Big shout out to the kid from Howard who I mean, beautiful pick. That pick six at the end.
Oh yeah.
Oh my goodness. It's just like just didn't see it coming. And he just swooped in there, took that thing to the house. And then you come back and you got the SWAC defensive player of the year. Isaiah Majors gets the pick at the end to kind of seal the game. That was it was like I said, it was a great game. Anybody who watched this game and came away with it with I guess you could say slights to either team. I don't know what you're watching. I don't know what you expect.
Yeah.
Could play have been better? Of course. There's always, you can always improve play. But I've watched sloppy teams, I've watched good teams play sloppy when they've had these been in these big moments. Okay. All right. Hold on 1 second. Gotta get what's Thornton. I knew I should have made it easy for you, Coach. My bad. I put in the email. I forgot to put in the actual. There we go.
But I mean, I think to your point though, I think you got to be kind of satisfied with the game as a fan, bro. You got a competitive game. Good back and forth pretty much the whole game. Never was really a blowout. The game never was really, kind of. It was always in balance. You know what I mean? Like you never really knew who was gonna pull it out to the end. So as a fan, that's all you can really ask for in a game of that magnitude.
Correct. I completely agree. Willie Simmons, for all the criticism he's taken, the things he's done, a flea flicker, at that point in the game is probably that was about as wild as kicking an onside kick in the Super Bowl to start the half.
Yeah, but that's kind of FAMU that's who FAMU is though, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like that's what we've kind of seen from them all year. You know what I mean? They're not afraid to take that chance offensively. They'll put the ball in Moose's hands and they trust him to make those plays. And that's what a hell of a play by him too on that flea flicker though, because
it was
the pitch back wasn't exactly the perfect pitch, and he kind of had to slide to the right a little bit to catch it. But I mean, like you say though, that play call right there, it took some guts to make that call, but that just goes to show, in a game of that magnitude, you got to be willing to take those chances.
Yeah, give me 1 second. I'm gonna send this. I'm gonna make sure I send this email.
Scared money don't make no money, ain't that what they say?
Everything. But yeah, completely agree. Man, like I said, we have to. If you look back at it, I've been thinking, the last 3-4 Celebration Bowls have been one possession games or less. It's the only one that wasn't was the 2021 that I can think of. And you gotta just enjoy, the greatness of football, period, man. And to start bowl season off, to have, always have these teams play as well as they do. It's amazing. Coach Thornton, hold on. I'm gonna put it. Matter of fact, I'm gonna put it in here. I'm gonna put the link in here as well. So
anyway, Coach, and to think that people don't want this game to happen.
Yeah, people are wanting. They've wanted to see this game happen via just the playoff game and stuff. Nah, give me Celebration Bowl. Everything I've seen, give me Celebration Bowl. Hold on, man. I'm trying to make sure I get Coach right. But you got anything else on the Celebration Bowl, man, before we move on?
No, that's all I got, bro.
All right. Again, congratulations to FAMU on a season well done, a well played game. Coach Nick said, "Treat coach like family." Oh, definitely, most definitely. Not just that. I want to say this because I got to pick a little bit. Did FAMU say the SWAC?
I mean, depending on who you ask, though. You know what I mean? Because you heard your boy Jay Howard during the game talking about he kept repeating the record, kept saying over and over the record, and at the end of the game, he was like, "Well, it's finally 6-2 now." But you know me personally, I was fine with Grambling being the only school in the SWAC to have won the Celebration Bowl, so that would have been fine with me if it would have stayed that way. So, but I guess technically, yeah, they kind of restored the reputation a little bit for the SWAC. But the SWAC 2-0 this year in both the MEAC Challenge and the Celebration Bowl. So did they really save them necessarily? I don't know.
But man, we got a special guest. We got a special guest. Been looking, like I said, I've been looking forward to it. Here we go. Gotta bring to the stage none other than the head women's basketball coach for Arkansas Pine Bluff, none other than the coach, Don Thornton. Thank you, coach, for joining us. How are you doing this evening?
I am great. Thank you so much for having me. I was downstairs supporting our men. They're playing right now. So I'm upstairs in my office and I'm doing good. How are you today?
Oh, we are great. Excellent. Thank you for joining us. I appreciate you for answering back and getting with us. I apologize. I did not. Some told me earlier, I said, you know what? Let me send the email and put the link in the email because I put it in the calendar, but I didn't send it. So I apologize for that. But I'm glad we were able to get that fixed, get you on. Yeah, I'm fired.
No problem. Thank you. No, he's not fired. No. I appreciate you though. Thank you.
All right. Coach, I want to start here. Coaches always tell us, if you stay ready, you ain't got to get ready. So if you stay fly, you ain't got to get fly, right? Because you always dressing on that sideline. So tell us about it. Like, how do you just, you know what I'm saying, when you get ready to go into a game, do you just say, you know what, I'm gonna hook it up today?
You know, I think at some point a few years ago, it was kind of like, you know, whatever it is that, you know, what's safe to wear. But as things are starting to trend now with kids wanting to be more open and loving to express themselves, you know, I want them to be able to understand that as a strong Black woman, the way you represent yourself is everything. But the way that you want to represent yourself is everything also. Now you're hearing more about the brand and branding and things like that. So, you know, that's just my brand. It just goes along with the territory. It's Diva Coach. That's who I am. And I mean, that's just what it is. That's just what it is.
I can get with it, coach. I can get with it. Your schedule so far this year, coach, you haven't been afraid to play the quote unquote Power 5 schools, things of that nature. And we've seen it pay off, you know, recently with the win over Arkansas. What went through your mind when you were making that scheduling? Was it just you taking on whoever willing to play you, or did you have it on your mind to face some of these teams to try to get you prepared for conference play?
Well, to be honest with you, I thought that you know, most times head coaches allow their assistant coaches to do scheduling. However, I did my own scheduling this year. I thought that my roster matched all of the teams that we played thus far. I thought that on paper, we aligned with our opponents very, very well. The most challenging thing is what I wanted to do was throw us out kind of to the dogs, so they say, early. We spent the whole summer with each other, really working on our weaknesses, things that we fell short at last year. And I thought that was going to give us an opportunity to see the fruit of our labor, of, you know, what that looked like from the hard work and everything that we did this summer. So if we got it right, then I knew that we were going to be able to compete. If we didn't get it right, I knew that we had a long way to go. And what I've seen in our team in playing such a tough preseason schedule is I think we got it right. And it was only a matter of time for us to continue to play these Power 5 schools that we played so closely. You know, I think lost to Oregon State by like 9 or 7 or something. Right. And then less than 10 by Mississippi State, who was ranked top 25 in the country at the time. I thought that, you know, that was going to give us a true testament of our hard work. But one thing about my team, they don't like to lose. And I knew that eventually, if we just kept chopping wood, we will be able to take on somebody and be able to get a win.
Coach, winning big games isn't new to you. Looking back over your career, it again doesn't matter who you're facing; they're gonna get the best. But this Arkansas win was historic. First one in first time in program history beating Arkansas. But what made this game so different? What made it special for your ladies?
We have a fairly new team, kinda. So our young ladies that played that had success last year, I brought in 11 new players. I'm sorry, 13 new players, 11 transfers last year. Brand new team. And they were able to see some success. But when you add Zay Green, Karina Carter, and you return Kayla Walker to your roster, things look a little different for you. And for us, us learning each other and really embracing what this new team looks like has been really special. This group has bought in to what we want to do, what we're trying to do. They want to make history. They want to leave a legacy. They understand what that looks like. I was in practice yesterday and I was telling them, how monumental this game would be for us on Thursday playing them versus Ole Miss.
Yeah.
You're able to get another Power 5 win. You get a 13 seed going into the NCAA tournament. You don't play the play-in game. But not only that, with the type of team that we have, you get a 13 seed and you can move past the first round of the NCAA tournament. You're the first to ever do it on the HBCU side in the SWAC. So guess what? The documentary, the stories, the write-ups are about you. You wanted to leave your legacy. That's what's important. That's what we work at every single day. We want to leave a legacy and make history. And my team 100% gets that. And that's their work ethic and practice every day.
You mentioned Zay Green. That was going to be my next question.
Boy, I love him. I love him.
What is it like coaching a player like that who can pretty much do it all? She can drop 20 on you. She can get a double-double. She can score from pretty much anywhere on the court. Like, how big of a luxury is that for you to have a player of that caliber?
Well, one thing about it, I don't think that she's getting the flowers that she deserves. I've spoken with several WNBA teams about her already. We actually have a team that's coming out on Thursday to the game to watch her play. They're going to fly in and watch her play. And as they all have said, she is matching the mold of what that new player looks like. Zay is a 3-level scorer. She can play the 1 through 4. She can put the ball on the floor. She can create a shot. She can get her other teammates involved. Hell, one game she had 16 assists. 16 assists. So this kid is high major, high level for sure. She would have been top 25 in the country if she was at a Power 5 school, but I don't think that we as a whole, as a culture, embrace when you have those special type of players. We're doing all that we can to help Zay and to be able to put her on the platform that she so well deserves. But when you have a player like that, it kind of makes your job a little easier. One thing about it is she'll have 20 points every single night.
Yeah.
And I mean, she can go on, when we play SMU, she goes on an 8-0 run by herself. We play in North Texas, a 10-0 run by herself. The girl is phenomenal. And I hope that she's projected right now on boards to go second round draft. She wants to go first round draft. And I think that she still understands what that looks like, and she still continues to put the work in. The kid gets shots up before practice with her position coach. She goes to practice, she goes to weights, and guess what she does after that? Put shots up with another coach after that. So like that's what pros do. That's her work ethic, and we just continue to build her up.
Yeah. Coach, We've touched on the big games this season. We've talked about the games throughout your career. But what is the biggest moment in your opinion in your coaching career so far?
Winning the championship by I think that's hands down. I worked 3 years as an assistant with Toya Wilson, now the head women's basketball coach at SMU at Prairie View. And I worked 3 years there. We won 3 championships at Prairie View, and I was promoted to interim head coach in my 4th season at Prairie View. And I started the season off 0-11, where a true story for those who are listening, because there may be some young upcoming coaches that may hear me say this. I started doubting myself. I started saying that, maybe I wasn't ready to be a head coach. Maybe, the things that I said that I wanted to do, maybe it's not my time to do it. and I started doubting myself. Because, you start listening to the noise. You start listening to fans, not supporters. And I just started second guessing myself a lot. And I prayed about it one day, and I sat down and I talked to my assistant coach, Coach Tron Griffin. And, the nice way for me to say it, I was like, bump that, block out the noise, make the adjustments that you need to make as a head coach. You're trying to be a dribble drive team. Well, guess what? You got kids that can't handle the ball. So look, this is what you need to do. Dawn, you know what to do. You need to go in a half court set, run an offense. So I'm saying all that to say is that after starting off a season of going 0-11, at some point I looked myself in the mirror, made the adjustments that I needed to make as a head coach, meeting with my staff, and just things started clicking, and the kids bought in, and we just went on a rapid rampage like fire. We won a championship that year after starting off 0-11. I got HBCU Head Coach of the Year by HBCU Digest, and I think that right there was the stamp of approval, saying, hey, you know what? Sometimes you just have to adjust your sail. You never start to second guessing or doubting yourself, but just believe that you're called to do a job. You have a gift. This is my spiritual gift that I think that God has blessed me with, to be able to inspire, serve, and motivate young women. And it just rolled from there. So that it felt really good. So I think it would be my first championship in 2014.
Yeah, what God got for you is for you, and nobody else take it away.
Very true.
But you mentioned Coach Wilson. Y'all at PV together. What was it like for you going to SMU and beating her in the matchup earlier this year? That had to be big for you.
Well, I'm gonna say this, and I ain't gonna it felt good, because but I'm gonna say this, we played SMU 3 years.
Yeah.
And our roster, I think the first year we lost by 10, and then that last year we lost by like 7 or 8 or something like that. And it felt good to be able to finally say, you know what, we match up with you, and we're gonna work hard, and we're gonna give you something to really we're gonna make this a competitive game. So it felt good. No, I love Toya. I have a lot of love for her. I wouldn't be where I am today without her. But hey, she up on me. She's 2-1 right now. So I'm glad to have my 1 and not be 0-3 right now.
I heard that, Coach. You're tied up next year.
You know what? Hopefully she'll play me.
I know that feeling because my son, he's 7. And I told Ant this story. We played Madden and stuff, and I used to always beat him. And one day we were playing, and he beat me, and he legit beat me. That was the last time I played him. I'm not letting him play me again.
You can't play him no more. He's 7 and beat you. Come on now.
No.
Come on.
He was like, what made it worse, he said, "You did okay, Dad." I was like, nope. I'm done.
One thing about it, babies and old people, they always tell the truth. So he told you the truth.
Yeah. That's real tough.
You mentioned kind of your start. What pushed you into coaching?
I knew that I wanted to be a coach since I was in the 7th grade. It was just been my inspiration my whole life. I didn't want to do anything else. I wasn't interested in anything else. I knew I had to go to school. I probably shouldn't say this, but I knew I just had to go to class and go to school and pass and just do the bare minimum. Because when I get out of college, I'm gonna be a basketball coach. And so I did well too. I graduated with honors. Now let's but I didn't like school at all. I'm gonna just say that. But I knew that it was a part of what I had to do. I've known my whole life that this is something that was a calling to me. Because I can see how my coaches impacted the lives of my teammates as well as myself. And I wanted to be able to have that same impact. I also had some coaches that I wasn't too fond of,
Right.
And I know how that felt as an athlete. And I wanted to be able to be something different to my players. And that's kind of what just pushed me. I know some days I'm like, this new generation, these kids, they driving me crazy. But then I was like, I tell my staff all the time, I don't want to pick up the phone and say, "Thank you for calling the Marriott." I'm at 30 And I say that, listen, with my team right now today, I say that to my coaches at least every 2 weeks. Listen, we could be saying, "Thank you for calling the Marriott." How many out there you call it? It ain't that bad.
So your husband is also a coach. and you obviously know how the coaching profession can be. How is it on y'all's family dynamic having both of y'all in the profession with all of the demands and rigors that come with the profession?
I think the good thing about it is when you start dating a coach, you kind of already understand the odds and ends of what the job entails, what that looks like, the commitment, the sacrifices that you have to have as a coach. And so we went through that when we first met back in 2015, and we understood that. I think the biggest sacrifice is understanding the distance, but our son gets it. It's like dad has to go to work so he can take care and provide for the family, and this is what he does. He's a football coach, and he's great at it. Mommy coaches basketball, and this is what she does. And I think he gets the best of both worlds. He doesn't process not really like living in the same house. He knows when it's football season, we go and support dad.
Yeah.
And when it's basketball season, I can jump on the bus and ride out with my mom. So he's getting the best of both worlds. And the crazy part about it is he like, because I let him sit on the bench with me. His dad didn't have it like I have it. He's like, Ma, at timeout, Ma, can I drop a play? Ma. I said, Camden, we was playing Arkansas. And he's like, Ma, I'm ready to draw my play up. I was like, well, not this game, Cam. Not this one. Maybe when we play Arkansas College of, Latter-day Saints. But not this one, Cam. Not today. So he gets it. And I think that he's getting that itch to be a coach too now.
Yeah, that's cool.
Yeah. That's funny you say that. Because who was that? Coach Molden from Central did that. Let his son drop a play and they scored on it. Yeah, so I can.
So but I think what happened is when 2 years ago we were playing Alcorn. Camden did drop a play at halftime versus the Alcorn game, but he's 7, so he was just 5, and it didn't make sense. Yeah. But he just knew what players to pass the ball to. He knew how to draw it up. It didn't really make sense, but he knew who he wanted to shoot the ball. So it's a beautiful thing to be able to work in an environment where you can have your kids there. Yeah. And that's what we're rolling. That's the type of day and age that we're in right now. So, it feels good to have that around.
Yeah. Miss Nikki, she's one of our she's a family member, basically. But she's a UAPB alum. She said, we can truly see that as alumni, she loves her kids. She cooks for them. She is very successful at recruiting and at getting recruits to come to UAPB that normally would not. So, yeah, definitely correct.
I love Miss Nikki.
You be throwing down for your players?
Let me tell you, I got to get up in the morning at 7:00 and cook for 30 people tomorrow at my house. So let me tell you, yeah. First off, I do throw down for the record, but yeah, I definitely do it up for them, and I'm gonna cook Christmas dinner for them tomorrow.
Oh, that's dope. That's dope.
That is. As I guess this kind of goes along with Ant's question about being, in a coaching family. What is one of your biggest challenges?
My biggest challenge is managing or time management of my son and his needs. Homework, where you need to be able to sit down and do homework with your son. See, we get up and we practice at 6 a.m. So I'm usually up at 5. And I get home after I pick him up for after school care like 5:30 in the afternoon. So it's really like eat, take a shower, do homework. But I'm really tired at that point. So I think that's been some of the biggest struggles is just really making sure that he has the things that he needs. But it's been a blessing because he goes to a great school. Said comes in when he is not playing, or Coach Jackson did a phenomenal job. Coach McNair at Alcorn, all his head coaches have always been so supportive of the dynamics of the family and being able to allow us to make our norm their norm. And so it's been great. That's been pretty been pretty solid, knowing that he works for people that support what we do. But I think the biggest thing is just the time management piece. It's like you never have enough time in the day to do the things that you need to do.
I understand. Somebody in the comments, they got a suggestion that might help with that time management. They said Lonzo Hampton need to find a way to get Cedric Thornton on staff.
I ain't got nothing to do with that. Next question. I stay in my lane.
All right, Coach. I'm unapologetically one of the biggest women's basketball fans that I know. And I get made fun of a lot for it, but I don't care. But the game right now is kind of growing from both the college standpoint, the WNBA standpoint. From somebody who's in the game, how does it feel to kind of see the sport evolving and growing and becoming more popular?
It feels good. I think social media is playing a bigger part on that now than it's been. I think the game has always been great. I think it's always been competitive. I'm a product of an HBCU, and I thought that the type of basketball that we played in 2002 is just as good as the type of basketball we have right now. But you have so many other platforms that's able to highlight these, the new generation of kids, which is a great thing. I just think that coaches have to be more patient. With the portal now being as fluid as it has changed college basketball on the men's and women's side. We talking about Power 5, mid-major, mid-high, all this. Everybody is the same. It's all even. It's all even playing field right now. So it's a beautiful thing. Because back in the day, you had to transfer, you had to sit out regardless, and you got to have this. And it's so many limitations on student athletes, and I think that now, it's helping the kids be more. I think like just being able to be themselves. It's a beautiful thing. Like you have to, and for me and the type of kids that I don't recruit kids that play in boxes. And I think that that's the reason why we are successful as we are now. We've shot more than we play Ole Miss on Thursday. We've taken 225 more shots than Ole Miss. And you can't, 225. And so, you can't put players in a box as this new generation of kids. You think about Angel. Back in 2002, when I was playing basketball, I wish I would be pointing to my finger while the game going on. My coach will pull my ass out the game. Why to get she'll call a timeout just to get me out. But I love that. I love that they're able to express themselves. The game is growing. It's a beautiful thing to watch, and I think it's giving the fans more excitement about women's basketball now.
For sure. You grew up in the Monica Wright era. Why you got your hand up? Put your hand down.
Come on, yes, for real, yes.
I had to think about it. You said Monica Wright. I was like, who?
Yeah, man.
Hold it up there.
Yeah, hold it up there for the rest of practice. You see?
Yeah. Oh man. Hey, you got anything else for Coach Thornton? Because I know she got to get back down there to the team on. Because
I just got one more question. You talked about brands earlier and how these days all the athletes are, acknowledging their brand, they're aware of their brand, they're conscious of their brand and everything. As a coach, how do you kind of help monitor that and not make it to where they're too focused on their brand and not on the game?
Well, what's happened now is players are entrepreneurs. So our compliance department does a really great job of having conversations with them about making sure that they're making the right decisions and they're doing the things the right way. I don't monitor it. Okay. I don't get involved in it at all. Maybe on the HBCU level, they don't even have enough NIL deals. If I was Shedeur Sanders with a Porsche deal I wear AirPod and now I got an Apple deal. That may be something completely different. But for our kids, our babies that's busting their butt every single day, they don't really have those problems as much as I'm sure that, some of the elitist players may have in the country. Do I wish more companies and more brands would step up and support their very own? Absolutely. But it's not my place to say it. We can't, as coaches, really influence that one way or the other. So I just, they talk to them about making the right decisions. They get their parents to look over their deals. I think Zay just signed a big NIL deal that's going to drop real soon. Okay. That's going to shake the table.
Let's go.
So that should be coming out real soon. And I think she's going to be the first one to really scratch the surface of this type of deal that she has coming up. And we're excited about that, to celebrate that with her. But other than that, we haven't had any problems and haven't tried to manage that at all. I'm waiting on the Diva coach to get a deal. I'm trying to see who's going to sign me.
For real. I agree, Coach. I agree. Coach Thornton, it has been an honor. I do appreciate it. My dad is a old UAPB alum, so I was excited to let him know that, hey, that's going to be, we're going to have the latest coach on, all the big wins. And I apologize. I was pulling for y'all, North Texas, and I stopped watching the game to walk away for some. Yeah, I know.
Yeah,
It's
blame him, coach. Blame him.
It's my fault. So I'm
You
gonna
the
be
reason that there was a shift in the air. I knew it was some of them last 3-4 minutes. My prayer warriors left me.
We're gonna be
I'm
watching on Thursday though. Whenever y'all take Ole
definitely.
Miss Coach Yodo, that's gonna be a good.
My girl, we talk every day on the phone. She got South Alabama tonight. I'm gonna call her right after the game too. She should be done playing. I'm gonna call her tonight. We talk every day though.
Well, that is awesome, Coach. Again, thank you so much for coming on. We look forward to talking to you soon. I should be. I've been looking at the schedule. I'm trying to plan this trip. When y'all come to Huntsville.
That's gonna be a good one. Yeah.
I'm looking forward to it. So I hit you up. But thank you again for coming with us and talking with us, ladies and gentlemen. That was our very own Diva Coach.
I'm an even bigger fan now, dog.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it, man. I'm looking forward to seeing how Thursday night.
We're gonna have to January 29th, we're gonna have to do something about that because they play Graham, and I'm gonna be in the building for that one.
That's why I was looking. I literally was looking at the schedule trying to see when they play Alabama A&M, and I was hoping it was in Huntsville this year.
Yeah, they play them in February.
February 19th.
Yep.
In Huntsville. Yes, sir.
Can we end the show there? Oh no, we got to talk about something, my boy.
Speaking of something, we got to talk about. We mentioned Grambling. Grambling got them a coach now.
Yes, sir, they do. Hey, we should have invited Blue on for this.
I agree.
Told y'all. Y'all kept trying to force that Ed Reed shit on me. I told
we would listen. I would never force Ed Reed on you, but
force the Ed Reed high, and you see the Lord don't like ugly. The Lord don't like ugly, man. We got.
Hey, that's who we should have invited on. What up, Mr. Crowley?
Yeah,
he came in right on time.
Right on time.
Grambling got them a new head coach, y'all.
Hallelujah.
Coach Mickey Joseph. We posted on there when he was, it was, when it came out and said, hey, Grambling is going to be making an announcement. It started leaking who it was going to be. We put it up there. That has probably been one of the most viewed, reposted, talked about tweets ever that we've done. Outside, I take that back. The quarterback list still up there. The quarterback list. I've been thinking about a list we're gonna do for next year too. We might rank bands. I'm gonna make people mad. I'm gonna do linebackers.
Nope.
But Mickey Joseph.
Man, I think for me, the most important thing is you got a Louisiana guy who's been at Grambling before, who knows the state, who knows the culture. So that's been my biggest knock on Hugh. It wasn't him X's and O's on the field or nothing like that. It was the fit. You know what I mean? He wasn't a fit for Grambling. I think Mickey is a much better fit. I think he knows what it takes to be a G-man and what Grambling football is about. And I think you could tell from that based off his press conference today when he said he's here to restore the order and people should fear Grambling. You know what I mean? Like he was on 5 staff. You know what I mean? He knows what a winning Grambling program is like. So I think that's a great hire for Grambling when you look at it from that point, man. When you look at it from somebody who knows what it takes to win at Grambling, you know what I mean? I think much better than some of the other names we was hearing.
Ain't nothing wrong with Ed Reed. Stop. I'm serious.
You at then?
Nah, I'm serious. Nah. Listen, first of all, no comment. I want to say I'm so happy for Coach Mickey. Everybody I know who's been around him loves him. shoot, Cardell Thomas. What he was, Cardell was not even 24 hours from, winning the Celebration Bowl, and was like, my guy, I love you, saying congratulations. Just about every LSU football player I saw reposted was talking about how much they love him.
Man, the guys who played for him at Graham showed up to the press conference today. You know what I mean? Like that kind of buy-in, bro. Like you didn't see former players and alums and stuff buying in and supporting the hire when he was made like they have for Mickey.
All right. I agree. Now I want to touch on the elephant in the room. Let's talk about his coaching staff that he's going to bring around him, because as great of a hire as Mickey is, who he has on that staff is probably going to be the bigger, the key to everything. It has been rumored. I've seen this circulated heavily. I don't know how true it is, but it has been rumored that the offensive coordinator would be one Eric Dooley.
I've heard that as well.
In the Ascots.
I've heard that as well. It makes sense when you consider that they, both was together before. So they know each other pretty well, I would assume. It makes sense from that standpoint. I've also heard that Simon might stay on staff. So I mean,
I think Simon is a guy that I'm not gonna say you need to keep him. Is a guy. He's a key guy. I would keep on staff.
So I just interested to see the dynamic of the coaching staff as far as who's going to be what. Because right now you got John Simons as your co-offensive coordinator. Is he going to keep that title, or is he going to shift to a different title? So that's just interesting to me how the dynamic plays out as far as who gets what position.
Yeah. Back to the Dooley, the possibility of Dooley. If I was appreciated, Dr. Cavill. Dr. Bill said great interview. If I were a one coach Mickey Joseph, I would have really looked at getting or keeping Coach Hull on staff. I don't know, but it is. So I can say that as an outsider, though.
It's like I get why,
yeah,
but like it's almost kind of redundant in a sense, because Tony Hull is a New Orleans guy, Mickey Joseph is a New Orleans guy.
I get what
if you bring Dooley in, then you have your offensive guy like Tony Hull. You get what I'm saying? Like it's almost like you are everything Tony Hull does or would be great asset in for the coaching staff. You already kind of got a guy on staff with that same asset. You get what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So like it almost be redundant. I would love for them to keep Hull. I don't know how you would make it fit or make it work, but I mean he's a great offensive mind who would be beneficial to that staff.
I say, and I'll say this. Let me clarify. I say that as a outsider looking in. I understand now more about coaching and making coaching hires and staff hires and stuff. It's putting a puzzle together, and not all the pieces are squares where you just line them up side by side. You have to have that fit. You have to have alignment amongst thought. Is this a guy who is going to give me pushback when if I say let's go for it on fourth? Hey, coach, maybe not. You know what I'm saying? And I could trust him to say, hey, coach, you know what I'm saying? I'm not cool with it. I don't think this is a good idea in this situation. And you know what I'm saying? Or you're gonna have a guy who's gonna yes man you to death. You know what I'm saying? So that's where I kind of that's why I kind of look at it. I really do think that Dooley would be, like you said, they worked together before. I think Dooley would be a good, fit for an OC. I know a lot of people how they talked about him as head coach, but
head coach and OC two different things. Though.
I know, completely different. I've seen some great offensive coordinator, defensive coordinators that were terrible head coaches.
And I think like the knock on Dooley as a head coach was his quote unquote stubbornness as far as regarding the quarterback. But if he's not the head coach, he don't have to make that call on which quarterback to play. You get what I'm saying? So I mean, his biggest knock on him is something that wouldn't even be a factor with him being an offensive coordinator.
Yeah, and then we know coming in, you've got a quarterback.
Exactly.
You've got a quarterback. That at least alleviates that. Now, following up is going to be interesting. Now, I don't know, because you may know, you're a little bit closer to the situation I am. If I'm reaching out, if you do keep Johnson, I'm reaching out to Chalk. Hey, come back.
Yeah, for sure.
Come back. You know, don't. You know, I understand, but come back.
Yeah, it's gonna be interesting though, because for Graham, because you know, early signing day is Wednesday. They just hired a coach today, so you can't really expect a big high school recruiting class. This cycle,
at least not right now.
at least not on the early signing day. But based off an interview he did today on a local radio show, Mickey Joseph seemed like he the type of guy who wants to build through the high school recruiting. Which, you know, if you know anything about Mickey Joseph, you know he's a great recruiter. So it's going to be interesting to see the dynamic of how his roster makeup is, considering he won't have a full class of high school guys because of when he got hired.
Correct. Yeah, exactly. Focus on February.
And I think you're gonna have to focus on the portal a little bit too, considering you're getting such a late start with the high school kids.
Yeah. I had another question and it slipped my mind just that quick. Oh, I know what it was. It wasn't a question, but another comment. One of the things that when people talked about the termination or the parting of ways with Coach Jackson was that, hey, you know, he was great as far as preparing guys for the NFL. He was great for this is what I'm just to hear me out. This is what people were saying. He was he at least put people in good positions. You know, he had connections and stuff. You don't necessarily lose that with Mickey. It's not like this huge drop off or anything. Because Mickey does have connections with the NFL. I know you're looking like, you know what I'm saying, who said that, but it's been said. Mickey does have connections with, you know what I'm saying, NFL. Mickey has experience. Mickey knows how to coach, can get players ready. So go ahead.
Whoever said that does realize that, like, who Doug Williams and Shaq Harris.
I understand. I don't think it was so much saying that Grambling didn't have that before. They were just saying that.
But my thing is, like, while it might be true that Hugh might have had some connections with the NFL, that ain't why he got hired. You know what I'm saying? Like, yeah. I don't think that. If anything,
no, I don't think that's not. I don't think that's the argument.
Oh, okay.
No, it's not that. Oh, you know, saying, oh, now Graham doesn't have a connection to the NFL. It was more or less that he was that was one thing he was doing, was helping to develop guys, or he was helping to, you know, say, open those avenues, and he was giving, you know,
I mean, Mickey Joseph's brother is
and that's why I said that. You know what I'm saying? It's not a drop off. It's, you know, he does have connections.
If anything, it's even better of a connection because it's current connection, and it wasn't from whenever I coached in the NFL 5 years ago or whatever. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that you, like you said, you're not losing anything there as far as the NFL connections. And honestly, we don't really know how much connections Hugh still had in the NFL, because he was part. You know, he came out and said that, you know, he was paid or offered to pay to lose games.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. He refuted it, but he didn't. Yeah,
but he came out with all that. So how many bridges did he burn when all that came out? You know what I mean? So who's to say what his connections were really like in the NFL? I'm not trying to, you know, knock you or nothing like that. I'm just saying, at least we know for a fact Mickey Joseph got a brother who's in the NFL currently.
Right. I agree.
And not to mention, he got a dude who he coached with at LSU, who's the offensive coordinator for the Buffalo Bills right now. You know what I mean? So he's got NFL ties in multiple ways.
Where was Joseph coaching before this hire? Was he jobless? Anyways, he got a good opportunity. I think his last stint was at Nebraska.
He was in Nebraska last year before they hired Matt Rule.
Yeah, so I don't think
he was the interim head coach there after they fired Scott Frost.
Yeah, I don't think he did anything last season though, or this season that we're still in currently. Yeah. Said Coach O is his mentor. Please no.
Maybe in recruiting terms.
I'm sorry. Mr. Crawl trying to get me in trouble. I was about to say something. I was gonna get in trouble.
No. Let me hit that disclaimer.
Oh, he said that in the presser. In the pressy. Okay.
Yeah, he did. But I mean, it depends on what he mean by in terms of his mentor. Like if it's in terms of how to build a coaching staff and a program, obviously Coach was successful doing that. You know, he won a national championship doing that. So I mean, if it in terms of how to build a coaching staff, how to recruit for a championship caliber team, yeah, that ain't bad. But some of the off the field stuff, yeah, let's hope not. Let's hope not. So
man,
what's going on with this Texas Southern job?
I'm glad he mentioned that. Alcorn is supposed to make an announcement tomorrow about their head coaching job.
They got a press conference tomorrow, right?
Yep. Alcorn has a press conference tomorrow.
That's gonna be interesting. If you take Southern and let's just say you miss out on McNair.
Mm-hmm.
Mickey Joseph was mentioned for the Texas Southern job. He's not off the board.
Mm-hmm.
Who you go with?
And they missed out on Chennis Beer. They were the first to offer Chennis Beer, if I'm not mistaken. So or it was the first publicly that came out.
Who you going with at that point?
I'll tell you a name that I heard floating for the Grambling job that it'd be interesting to see. Ted White.
I can see that.
I don't know if he would go there.
Oh man,
I'm sorry. I'm gonna keep saying his name. But Mr. Crawler said for the audio version, Mr. Crawler said Ed Reed. But if I don't know if he would go to, but it's a name I'm gonna keep throwing out there. KJ Black.
I ain't heard his name mentioned for the Texas Southern job.
No, I'm saying I'm when I say a name I keep hearing or I'm gonna keep throwing out because a lot of people mention his name as far as saying these coaching vacancies and stuff or getting the opportunity. I'm trying to think who else.
I mean, I think Brett Maxey is the guy who I heard his name early on in the search, but then it kind of
fizzled out.
It kind of their name started coming back up. So I don't know. I don't know if that's still on the table or what, but I mean, he did.
Is that that? I'm finna hold on. I just want to verify this name before I say it.
To Texas Southern. He played in the NFL, coached in the NFL, like extensive coaching in the NFL and college coaching experience. So, and he coached in the was it XFL, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So I mean, he got plenty of coaching experience, coaching for 30 years almost. So I mean, qualified, I would assume, but I just hadn't heard much else about him.
I'm trying to verify this. I always mess up his name. Antoine Sewell, the DC at Morgan State. But if you're Texas Southern, do you go the defensive route?
I mean, at this point, you just gotta have a coach, right?
I agree.
I
Chuck. Golly, Chuck said Brett Max. I watched him play with the Saints in the 80s. God dang. Chuck, boy, I tell you, Chuck be.
He be on it, man. Cycle.
Yeah. I do gotta mention it's what's called now. I do gotta mention. We are now streaming on Instagram as well now. So for those of you on the go, well, I mean, you can watch it on your phone now anyway on Facebook and Twitter, but we got Instagram as well. So you know, share that with your friends, let people know. But also I was told they don't ever hear me say anything about it. You can listen to the audio version anywhere that you get your podcast, any platform, Apple, Amazon, Samsung. So yeah, just want to make sure I put that out there. What else we got, man? Oh, we definitely got to talk about this Chris Paul HBCU challenge, or what is it called? Challenge Classic or whatever it is. You had 4 teams. You had North Carolina A&T, Howard, Texas Southern, and Jackson State. Jackson State went 2-0, beating both A&T and Howard. You had Texas Southern going 1-1.
They beat Howard.
Lost to A&T. And then you had A&T went 1-1 and
Howard 1-2.
0-2. I feel bad for Howard this weekend.
They had a rough weekend.
I think the funniest thing I saw was Yard Talk said the SWAC the SWAC, what she said, something like the SWAC let Howard have it everywhere but go, or something like that.
That turned them every which way but loose. Huh?
Yeah, turn the every which way but loose. There you go. Golly. But yeah, that was Jackson State starting to turn that corner.
Yeah, Mo Williams got them rolling right now.
Yeah. Texas Southern, they might be ahead of the curve. They usually don't get started till around February.
Wasn't that their first win of the season though?
Was it?
Oh, am I tripping?
I thought they won before that.
I could be tripping. Hold on, let me go see. Nah, bro, they won in 8.
Oh, shoot. Maybe I spoke too soon. I thought they had like they was on like 3 or 4 games. Either way, man.
That's even worse for Howard. It's rough right now in the SWAC though. You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 teams with 2 wins or less.
Who your favorite right now in this? No, I was just playing.
Jackson State, probably.
Jeez.
Regular season, Jackson State. Conference tournament, Texas Southern.
Yeah, you're right. I'm taking Texas Southern.
But they're 5-5 right now though, so we'll see. Reggie Theus
coaching for a job.
He ain't gonna fire himself.
He might need to. Has he not seen what Ed Reed said about him? He might need to.
I'm so glad Grambling didn't hire that man.
He might need to rethink his life. All right, man.
I just want to say before we go, Mr. Crowley, tell your son thank you. He was on the board who helped pick a coach, and they didn't pick Ed Reed. So thank you.
Yeah. Man, we get ready to get up out of here. I want to say thank you again to Coach Thornton for coming through. I truly enjoyed talking with him. Learned a lot. I was ready. Listen, I almost brought these ankles out of retirement, man. Go out there and play, shoot against the. Oh my goodness! I watched him play. God dang it, that Chuck.
I'm surprised. I'm surprised he said he saw Coach Thornton play in college.
No, I said Jesus. Yeah, I remember watching Jesus shoot the hoops with Moses back in the day. Chuck be knowing everybody. Oh man. Speaking of, I mentioned my dad, Rev, and his UAPB connection. Happy anniversary to Rev and Mrs. Rev.
Happy anniversary, Rev. Take out to Cheesecake Factory.
I got to, yeah. Rev be a Ruby Tuesday while you playing. You better get this, man. All you eat salad bar.
Yeah, he gonna go somewhere. Somebody gave him some free meal somewhere. That's where he going.
Yeah, you know it. You know it. Come on, Morrison's Piccadilly.
The man said Piccadilly.
We gotta, baby, they hit the Piccadilly real quick.
Yeah, you never get your senior citizen discount.
Yeah. Why you playing? Hey, why you playing? Hey. Come on, God. We're gonna let Golden Corral. It's state night.
Steak night.
Hey, here we go. Let's get up out here if I get in trouble, man. I get the call after the show.
Oh man.
I do want to say before we get up out of here, Dr. Cavill announced, man, that his 500 episode is going to be his last one. I know we're not there yet. We got a little time, but I've seen what Lights On has done, like journalism awards and stuff, and they gave him the lifetime achievement. I want to tell Dr. Cavill personally, thank you so much. Meeting with us, talking with us, sharing advice. I know I didn't got on Dr. Cavill nerve at least a time or two. I don't care. I'm gonna do it again. But I do thank you, Dr. Cavill, for everything. It doesn't go unnoticed. And it means a lot to me and I can say us, but I let you speak for yourself.
Definitely. I definitely echo them sentiments, man. He's been the voice of reason for pretty much this whole HBCU media space. He's been, like you said, great influence, passed on a lot of wisdom to us, pointers here and there, showing us the way. And man, we wouldn't be here where we are right now if it wasn't for him. So definitely give him his flowers and tip a cap to him. Appreciate for everything he's done for us.
Yeah, so. All right, man. Like that, man. We'll be back Thursday, maybe. I don't think anything going on Thursday. We should be back in here. We might have another special guest.
Oh yeah.
If I can work something out, we might have us a champion, man.
I don't even know about this one.
We might have us a Celebration Bowl champion or something, or we might have
special guest
or something. We gonna figure something out. We gonna get somebody on this thing. But till then, man, like that, we out. This show was presented by betonline.ag.
Bring me my money.